Barely making it. Hey Steve, what's going on, man? Shoops? Bear? I know, I haven't been live in a while. Been watching all the rest of you have fun. Johnny? What's up, sir? Hey, Rebecca? Heidi, how you doing? LJ, I have a truck going to be at Right Pat Monday to load tires. Cool. All right. We are going to set up. That is too low. And that'll work. Is that Jason? Hey Jay, what's going on, man? Let's see. So this here is found on ground wood. Found this on the base, right, Pat, to be exact. After one of the storms that came through. Not really sure what it is. It's not the prettiest wood, but we're going to turn it anyway. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Getting carried away. There we go. Dan, what's going on? Welcome in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Alright, let's see if we can. There we go. That should be enough to get our tenon on the bottom. Then we'll get back to shaping this thing. Hey Ryan, welcome in. You have to raise this guy up. My chuck has the dovetail jaws, so that's why I'm using the skew here. Get a flat bottom on there. And we'll start getting a shape on this thing. Oh yeah, I remember this darn Amazon thing never wants to stay where I put it. There we go. Get more around here before. That's getting noisy because we're starting to cut some air, meaning cutting wood, cutting air, cutting wood. That's why you get that kind of noise. We're going to see if this bark's going to stay on here. Try to do us a little live edge. Raja, how's it going? Looks like a stress reliever. Chaos Bud, welcome in. Oh yeah, I love doing this. Alright, let's see how that's looking. It's not looking too bad. Raise up just a touch. Ooh. See how that's going to look. That's looking a heck of a lot better. Alright, I do use the worm screw. That's how I like to start these. That's the worm screw. So you just drill a hole, run him onto that. Who else come in here? Martina, welcome in. When do I finish the piece? I do not sand on my lives. I think I've said that before. I find sanding to be boring, and I don't want you guys to have to watch it. So I always finish them up afterwards. Because if I start sanding, I'm probably just going to put you all to sleep. We don't want that. Let's see here. This is going to be a little interesting. Talking about these pieces right here. I think I'm just going to have to knock those off. Yeah, we lost most of the bark already anyway. We got some bug trails and whatnot in the rim there. So we should be able to save that. See about getting you guys over here. Something like this. Ooh. Yep, me and this Amazon thing. That's not too bad a view. You guys will be able to see what we're up to. Way too high. There we go. There. See how that's looking. Took that off. Yeah, I think we can work with that. Something went flying. Let's see what that was. I don't know what that was. Something just landed over that way. I don't know where it came from. All right, I'm gonna have to move you guys a little bit so I can swing around here. There we go. See if I can't give you guys a better view doing it this way. There we go. Nope. Yep. Hey, BK, how's it going? He's holding so far back we can wash his tool. Yeah, I try to. Normally I'd be up closer, but so you guys can see, I gotta keep it back. Oop, oop, oop. And then sometimes that happens. Take a quick peek here, see where we're at. Getting kind of thin up there. Live with that. Got more depth we can get out of it though. Move us in a little closer. What I like to do is I get my fingertip right over there, so as long as I can get the tip of my finger in between the tool rest and the wood, that's right about where I want to be. All right. a nice amount of shavings. Let's see how we're doing here. It's feeling pretty good. I think we can get thinner than that, though. The old famous last word. Plywood, how's it going? Hope I didn't miss anybody. All right. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, let's see how we're doing. I'd say that's pretty darn thin. See if we can get you guys in here. So you can get a look at them. I'd say that's pretty thin walled. All right, switch over to our scraper. I'm gonna swing you guys back off to the side a little bit. I will try to remember that, Mike. We'll see how it goes. Let's see here if I can get around you guys. That should work. All right, I'm gonna move you a little bit more just so I don't smack into you and end up blowing up a bowl. Because we don't want that to happen right now. That's way too high. Way too high. That's better. All right. You guys over this way. Try to come up those walls. Feeling pretty good, pretty good. Let's see here. Pop that one off, we'll show it to you. Now this wood feels pretty dry to me, so that's why I'm risking it to go this thin. Cryo steel, you talking the scraper, Mike? The scraper is from Find by Tool. It looks very similar to a Crown Pinnacle. But let's see what this thing's coming in at. Oh, of course, where the heck did I Here it is. Let's see how thin we got. Oh, we're not paper thin. Whoop, there you go. Now you can see 5/30 seconds. I can live with that. So set this one off to the side. And of course, I don't come out here just to make one thing. We got options. Oh. Turn this off for now. Zoom you back out. Anybody got a preference on what they want to see next? We've got poplar blank. This came from Big Mex. And then we got another oh, this one had a carpenter bee in it. Another found on ground wood. Looks to be the same species as the other one. See, poplar from Mike, so that's what we're going to go with. Brian, how you doing, sir? Is Troy up there with you? There we go. Guess not. Actually, what am I doing? Now, poplar is a fairly soft wood, so this turning is going to go pretty darn quick. Big Mex, what's up, sir? Do a quick little shear scrape. Get that taken care of. Whoop. I smacked you guys. Sorry about that. I'll move you guys up over here. All right, come on. There we go. That's a little better. See how that's looking. Looking fairly smooth. Now for this one, we're going to go ahead and do a recess. Last time we did a 10. So we'll switch it up. I grabbed an eye, that ain't right. That's not set properly. All right. Well, let's just go ahead. Put some speed on this guy. And we're going to guesstimate not even too high. Let me guess, too low now. Yep, too low. That's all right. I'm going to guesstimate right about there. Should work. Then we'll take this guy, swing ourselves a block of cheese. This block of cheese, like I said, this block of cheese came from Big Mex. This is some of his poplar. There we go. Face off that bottom. Like I said, my chuck does have the dovetail jaws, so we're going to put a dovetail on them. Hopefully that's deep enough that I can get a good bite on that. And we'll see how far I was off. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Gotta unscrew it first. Wormwood screw again. There we go. Give you guys an idea, that's the gap we're looking at. It's a little bit large, but we'll make do. We're going to swing y'all around over here again. And come on now. Zoom y'all in a little bit. See if it stays. See if it stays. See if it stays. Hey, there we go. Get a light for you so y'all can see. Move the light so I can get this in position. There we go. A little low. That'll work. We're back at it. Royal James, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Touch high, so we're going to drop down. What was that? Frostbite Digital? How's it going? Welcome in. Going to get interesting. Now, I've got to get directly behind you guys. Be able to reach around here to align my bevel with the direction I want to go. And this is not going to be easy. Oh, okay. You guys probably can't see much of nothing. Get that out of the way. All right. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky because I got to try to undercut that. I'm hitting my wall over here. So we're probably going to switch out to a smaller gouge. See if we can't put this tool rest on an angle. Hey June, how you doing? Welcome in. There we go. That should make this. Oh, flashlight down. All right. That ain't working out quite the way we would like. We're going to see how deep we are right now. Make sure we're not in danger of going too far, and we are not. So we're going to work on that floor, and then we're going to come back with the Easy Wood tool and clean out the edge. With that being said, we'll go back to our bigger gouge. Bigger gouge means we can hog out more material at once. Seems like I'm coming off the bevel. Now we're going to see how we're doing. That's getting down pretty close. All right, twist that back outward. So now we're going to switch over to the Easy Wood tool, which is our carbide scraper. And I think we'll start off with mid-size hollower, which has a carbide that looks like that, compared to the pro-size hollower, which has a carbide that looks like that. Right side's the pro side, left side's the mid side. Smaller one typically goes quicker. So when you're using your Easy Wood or any of your carbide tools, you want to be pretty much on center. So that's what I'm doing here, just making sure I am. And then we're going to shift our light over, come around here, and start following this edge. It's always a good idea to stop and check how you're doing before you make the inside bigger than the outside. And that's feeling pretty good there. Got more to do right down here on the base. So we'll keep working there. So many Mikes and Joshes. There are a lot of Mikes and Joshes. There's a good number of Joes too. Check this guy again. That still feels like we can go a little further. Neat thing is, we got a tool that helps us check that, which is this guy. And we have got, oh yeah, at least a 1/2 inch there. Narrowest is right there. Probably good 3/8 there, 1/2 inch down there. So we got a little ways to go. Whoops. Get our flashlight back in position. here again. It's feeling real good. That bottom feels like it's about to go through. That's real thin down there. I think we are done messing with the bottom. All right, we're gonna use our gooseneck. Do a couple quick passes that way. Gooseneck looks like that. Whoop. We have to back this guy out. Right about there. Come back up a little further. Whoa. That feels real good. Quick check with our tool here. And I'd say we are down getting close to a 1/4 inch. Still got a little too much meat right in there though. We know that bottom is about to go through. See if we can get that cleaned up. Try this again. All right, I think we'll call that good. Deal with that little edge. Okay, gives us a little lip. Get this guy off. Whoops. Having a rough go of it today, huh? Who else we got in here? Name I cannot pronounce, but welcome in. There's Frostbite, Big Macs. I think we said hi to just about everybody. So we'll go ahead and get this guy off here so y'all can take a look at it. We'll see how close we actually got to going through. I'm betting we got pretty darn close. Now this is some dry wood that we got from Big Mex. That is how close we got. So we were right on the verge of going too far. That's all good. That one's done. Whoop, where'd the other one go? Well, I set it somewhere and it vanished. Maybe that's what fell. Oh, there it is. All right. So we got the first one we did, which was our fog wood, found on ground. I said, found this out on the base. So that one we got down to 5/32. Nice little live edge bowl. And then this is some of Big Mex's poplar. We went, we almost went through the bottom. We almost made a funnel. But, nice little bowl we made out of that. I'll probably mount him back up, do something on the sides later, then get it all sanded up, finished. And if you guys want to follow along, what about, nobody loves sanding, Max. Nobody. Except if Johnny's in here, Johnny loves sanding. Actually, that's why I got this quick shop tour. So, of course, there's the lathe. There's Big Mex poplar, more Big Mex poplar. There's more poplar over there, and oh yeah, more poplar over there. Big Mex loads you out. So, on the shop tour. So, the lathe, my Navy flag. Most of you know I'm retired Navy. All my lathe turning tools, the light. That is a horizontal surface, so of course it gets covered with everything, but after I got my thumb in my old saw, we now have a saw stop. This is the sharpening station. If you were going to have carbide tool, or excuse me, not carbide tools, if you're going to have traditional tools, you have to have a way of sharpening them. So I went with the Rikon 8-inch. I got the CBN wheels, an 80 and a 180 Wolverine sharpening station. If you decide to go the carbide route, the Easy Wood or some of the Amazon options, you can just buy replacement carbides whenever they get dull, and you never need to worry about that. Good old Harbor Freight drill press. Harbor Freight oscillating belt sander. There's the bench. Scroll saw hiding back over there. Planer there. Router table. And then what is probably now the most used tool in here, the Laguna 1632 drum sander. If you're going to do any sort of segmented turning, those things are wonderful. All right, that is the jointer. And then, of course, big Rikon bandsaw. So, that's my charity of choice. But, oh yeah, chop saw hangs out there with the lawnmower. Something had to give when the drum sander came in, so the chop saw got sent elsewhere. It's about halfway full. That'll add a good bit to it later. Wait, Max, you don't have a drum sander yet. CNG, what's going on, man? So we just finished off. We made 2 bowls. Nice little live edge one, and then one out of poplar. This one's got the, I don't even know what you call this style, where the inside curves in like that. But, so we got that done. We got another one here that might come out here again tomorrow night and do something. I got a few other pieces underneath the drum sander, way down there, that we can do. That piece of wood came from Big Mex. I keep staring at that and I draw blanks. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I thought about doing a bowl. I thought about doing some sort of a Viking style drinking mug, and a lot of thoughts, and then I look at it and none of it's good enough. So it's still sitting over there. I believe it was a ceiling joist. I don't think that's walnut, Max. It's light. It's kind of punky. I think that's walnut. I suppose it could be. What? You guys can't see none of this. Ugh. Yeah, it's got a lot of cracks, so that's why My first thought was to do a bowl, but with this crack here, and then this crack that runs here, I don't think I can do a bowl out of it without it exploding. Whoops. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna have to come up with something. It's got to be something good too, because that's a healthy chunk of wood. Bombing, welcome in. But yeah, if anybody's got any ideas, I'm open, because like I said, each time I come up with something, it's just when I get out here and actually start looking at it, it's not good enough. Oh yeah, it's going to have to be an epoxy type project, whether it's cactus juice or something else, just due to the punkiness of the wood. But with that, guys, like I said, we made 2 bowls. So we're probably going to call it here. If you're new to the channel, I got a lot of videos. I go live every now and then. So like, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. So y'all have a good one. Take care, guys. Oop, how do you end the darn live?